According to Spring, you'll never have to manipulate a man of God. So I got time.
If you're wondering what is the astrology happening to this, meaning why is there one mentor or teacher or influencer very in discomfort with another spiritual teacher or influencer? Well, if you didn't notice, well, Jupiter switched signs. Jupiter is the planet of gurus, teachers, and mentors, coaches. Since it switched into Taurus, it's slowly walking towards the North Node, or better known as Rahu, which is the dark side of the moon. The good side of this transit is inspirational leaders will rise in this occasion. At the same time, it will also show deceptive leaders who have a very ambitious drive towards an ideology. And from the looks of how spiritual whistleblower is handling this situation currently, she's giving more of the Rahu energy, which is this uncontrollable, untamable energy, instead of the teacher who you're supposed to be or you claim to be.
Unintelligent, delusional motherfucking bitches I've ever seen in my life. Y'all are.
Majority of your followers are Shera Seven supporters, and you just called them unintelligent bitches. That's so wrong, and kind of giving off narcissists too. And I think you're kind of jealous of Saria because your concepts are so similar. Like, y'all can really work well together.
Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to talk about Shera Seven, or the Sprinkle Lady as she's now known on social media, especially on TikTok. And I'm also going to be talking about spiritual whistleblower, because apparently spiritual whistleblower is out here calling Shera a sociopath and a narcissist, and calling everyone that follows Shera a Jezebel, female narcissist, atheist. She is doing the most, yo. She's out here doing the most. And when I saw her video on my FYP, I was shocked because I'm like, don't you make videos about surviving narcissistic abuse? Like, why are you here bashing Shera? Yo, I think she made up to 5 videos. So she's clearly obsessed. It's pretty sad and pathetic when you really think about it. But I'm going to talk about her and Shera, and the topics I'm going to talk about, good girl syndromes, morals, etc. So strap in. This might be a long video, so make sure you get your tea, get yourself a cup of tea or a glass of wine, because you might need a drink to process all of this. So yeah, let's get into it. Just to address the title, Shera is not getting cancelled. Not in my reality, not in my world, she's not getting cancelled. This is not the first time that people try to cancel Shera, and it's not going to be the last. Shera has done so much for so many women, and she has changed our lives so much. Like, she has made quite a positive impact in our lives. Before Shera, there was no one else given this type of advice. No one was telling us to put ourselves first, become self-serving like men. No one was telling us this. No one. So I am very grateful to be living in a time where we have access to women like Shera. I'm very grateful because Shera saved my marriage. She saved my life. I don't care what nobody say. There's no way that I'm going to unfollow Shera, and I'm not going to choose spiritual whistleblower, because she hasn't made a positive impact in my life whatsoever. Her content is basically the same like every other person that has been through narcissistic abuse that decide to get on the internet and talk about their experience. Her content is the same because they're all basically the same. They're all victims. So just so you know, Shera is not getting canceled. And the question that I have, and this is a quote from Shera: why should you play fair in an unfair world? Why play fair in an unfair world? Now, I do not know what planet some people live on, particularly women, but this is not the planet of all sunshine and rainbows. This is not a fair world. This world, this earth, this realm is a planet of duality. So there is going to be good and bad, yin and yang. It is going to happen. That's how this world works. You cannot get rid of evil and you cannot get rid of good. The best you can do is find balance. And people that are not balanced, are going to be people that will always have a lot of problems in their life. For example, a narcissist is an imbalanced person, whereas an empath is also an imbalanced or unbalanced person. Okay, there is a spectrum of narcissism and empathy, or whatever you want to call it. And most people lay in between that. Most people on the planet do have narcissistic tendencies, whereas most people on the planet also have a lot of empathic traits. These people are what you will call balanced. The narcissist and the empath, or the narcissist and their victims, will always attract each other. They are literally meant for each other. This is why they get together. They will literally stay in that abusive relationship. Oh Lord. When a narcissist and an empath come together, it will always be a toxic entanglement. The narcissist will keep abusing, and the victim will keep staying. In most cases, what most of these people that suffered from narcissistic abuse, in most cases, what they would not tell you is the only reason why they're no longer with the narcissist is because the narcissist left them. They don't leave. Okay, so people that get on the internet and talk about narcissistic abuse, I kind of side-eye them, because at the end of the day, you choose to be in that situation. You're not a victim. You willingly put yourself in that situation. You saw the red flags and you stayed. I know this sounds harsh, but that's a fact. That's a fact. We are responsible for our lives. We are all responsible for our lives and the decisions that we make. And yes, I do empathize with people that suffered from narcissistic abuse, because I've dealt with people that were in narcissistic entanglements, and it's very difficult to get those people out of that situation, because they will not leave. They do not leave. I mean, good God, Derek Jackson had to discard his wife. She would not leave, even though she knew he was cheating on her all the time. She saw the videos of him, having sex with the women that he was cheating on her with, and she did not leave. He was cheating on her before they got married. She knew about it, and she still married him. You got to remember that, this world is not a fair world. If the world was fair, we wouldn't have narcs and psychos. We wouldn't have people like Robert Greene and Shera and Andrew Tate. Basically every single politician you can think of, every podcaster, every alpha male podcaster. These people wouldn't exist if this world was a fair world. These people have every right to be here as the good people, the so-called good white hat people. Because like I said, this world is one of duality. This is why I don't get my panties up in a bunch whenever an alpha male podcaster said something outlandish. I don't, I can't be bothered. These people have every right to be here as you do. You, the so-called good person, okay? The good person with all the morals. These people have every right to be here. The narcissist is functioning exactly as he should. There is nothing wrong with a narcissist. That's how the narcissist is supposed to be. Narcissists are your teachers. I will get to that a little later on in the videos. In the video. You got to remember that no matter how much good you do in this world, no matter how much of a good person you are, no matter how much morals you have, you can be the goodiest two shoes. You will always be the villain in someone's story. There's someone right now that is sharing an experience that they had with you, and you are the villain in that story. You will always be the villain in someone's story, no matter how good you are. So what you need to do is stop looking for approval. If you want to be a good moral girl and you want to be fair, go ahead and do that. But remember, it comes with consequences. Being unbalanced comes with consequences. If you're too good, which means that you are not balanced, you have not embraced the dark and light side of yourself, you are going to suffer the consequences of being taken advantage of because you're a good person. If you want to be a bad person, you want to be a sociopath and a manipulator, go ahead and do that. But that also comes with consequences, because someone who is a sociopath or a narcissist is someone that is unbalanced. They do suffer consequences. We all do. The only way to get away from that is to become as balanced as you possibly can, because when you are balanced spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, your life is going to be more harmonious. Okay? So at the end of the day, what we need is balance. And I feel like Shera helps us find that balance as women, because as women, we have always been indoctrinated, brainwashed into putting our needs last, being in service to men and others, being a goody two-shoes, waiting and hoping for good luck, that, you're going to find like that wealthy guy or whatever. Like, you can't just get up and be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to choose to be with a wealthy guy. Because when you decide to take action and be proactive in creating your own life, creating your own reality, you are going to get pushback. If you decided that, you know what, you don't want to date a broke man anymore, all of a sudden you're a gold digger, even though there's nothing wrong with that. You must embrace your dark and light side. You have to embrace the dark feminine and the light feminine. You cannot be all light, sunshine and rainbows and running in the field wearing sundresses. You can't, no. That is all good. That is wonderful. But at the end of the day, that is only one side of yourself. So at the end of the day, people that suffered from narcissistic abuse, like the spiritual whistleblower, they will always see people like Shera as the villains. Because we have been programmed to believe that women that use their feminine wiles, women that manipulate people to get what they want, those women will always be seen as villains. If you watch any show, any movie in Hollywood, the women that are proactive and getting what they want, those women are always seen as the villains. And the good girl is always rewarded in the movie, but the good girls are not rewarded in real life. That's not how it works. You have to find balance. You can't be all villain and you can't be all hero. You need to be a balance, okay? Sorry, there needs to be a balance. And back to what I said about narcissists being our teachers. These people are here to teach us a lesson. Like I said earlier, there is nothing wrong with a narcissist. The narcissist is functioning exactly as they should. They are a reflection of you. There is something about a narcissist that attracts you to them, or vice versa, okay? If you do not love yourself, if you do not know how to assert boundaries, if you have too much morals, too much empathy, you are a people pleaser, if you have these qualities, you will attract narcissists, okay? But just so we know, everybody attracts narcissists at some point in their life. But if you are unbalanced, like you're a good girl, a nice person, and nothing wrong with being nice, but being unbalanced comes with consequences. This is why you get entangled in narcissistic abuse. Narcs are not attracted to people who love themselves, people who are self-serving, people that are confident. They are going to be, they're going to be attracted to those people in a sense that they want to be like those people and they may be jealous of those people. But in reality, if that's you, if you're confident, you love yourself, you put yourself first, etc., you're not going to end up in a narcissistic entanglement. If you end up meeting a narcissist and maybe you go on a date with him, you're going to see the red flags and then you're going to be like, okay, I don't want to deal with this. Because I've been on several dates with narcissists, and back then I didn't even know they were narcissists, but there was something off. So I cut them off immediately. I did not wait until it was too late. Because like most of y'all, I don't need external validation. So love bombing is not going to work on me. The minute I see love bombing, I'm side-eyeing immediately. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you being so nice? What do you want? That's my thought process. So narcissists are our teachers, and they're here to teach you how to love yourself, how to put yourself first, how to find validation within yourself, how to assert boundaries. Because if you don't learn these lessons, you're going to keep repeating the lesson over and over and over until the lesson is learned. If you don't finish the lesson in this life, you're going to come back and finish it in the next life. Okay? I'm trying not to get too spiritual here, but you know, I think this might be unavoidable because it helps my point. It is my opinion that people that make content based around surviving narcissistic abuse are not fully healed. Most people that make this type of content are not fully healed, and I don't think Spiritual Whistleblower is fully healed, because if she was, she wouldn't be making multiple videos about Shera and calling Shera a narcissist and a sociopath. If you haven't learned how to mind the business that pays you by now, girl, I do not know what to tell you. So yeah, these people are not fully healed, because in most cases, when you go and you listen to their content, they're not really talking about healing and doing the inner work. Like, that's not their focus. They're not telling you how to heal, they're not telling you that. All they do is sit around and talk about a narc all day. They talk about a narcissist all day. If they were healed, they sure as hell wouldn't be calling everybody and their mama a narcissist. And I feel like, after I make this video, this is going to be the last time that I ever talk about narcissism and that type of stuff. Like, I'm gonna stop talking about this. I'm gonna remove the word narcissist from my vocabulary. That's what I'm gonna do after I'm done making this video. Because everybody can be labeled as a narcissist now. I mean, being confident can be mistaken as narcissism. That's how easy it is to be labeled a narcissist in 2023. Just being confident. Being a master of your emotions, you're not super reactive. You master your emotions, you're more logical, etc. That can also label you a narcissist. I do not believe that Shera is a narcissist at all. I don't believe she's a sociopath. Shera actually loves her kids. She did say that she loves her husband and she loves her cat. She loves her pets, she loves her children and her husband. So how are you calling that person a narcissist? Like, that is crazy to me. So Spiritual Whistleblower is on TikTok telling women, blocking women. I already unfollowed her, so don't worry. Blocking women and telling women to choose her or Shera. Okay, well, if you're going to play that game, guess what? Ladies, you cannot serve two masters, okay? You cannot be out here listening to people that are not in alignment with your beliefs. So, of course, I'm going to choose Shera because Shera has made the most positive impact in my life. Spiritual Whistleblower, all she does is get on there and talk about narcissism. She hasn't added any value to my life as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm going to try to wrap this up, y'all. I'm just going to touch on good girl syndrome really quickly. The good girl syndrome is real. Like I said earlier, these girls have been brainwashed into believing that they can get what they want by being nice and having morals. Most movies coming from Hollywood would show you that the girls that are nice and agreeable, always agreeable, etc., and over empathic, those are the girls that are winning, the girls that get the rich guy, the girls that get, the reward. And we know that's not how it works in this reality, because good girls will always get dogged out in this world because those girls are not balanced. This is why these things are happening to you. This is why you are attracting these experiences, because you are not balanced. You have to embrace your dark and light side, so your life will be more harmonious. You're going to attract better experiences when you're more balanced. You're going to attract better partners when you're a more balanced person. Okay, so in the movies, these girls that are super nice and have all the morals, they are the ones that are winning in the movies, when in reality, that's not how the real world works. Ladies, you need to learn about human nature and human psychology. And most important, ladies, you need to learn self-mastery. Anyone out here that teaches women to choose themselves and be self-serving like men will always be seen as the villain. In the old days, these women would be accused, as witches. They're going to be accused of being witches, and they would be burned at the stake. People like Spiritual Whistleblower would accuse Shera as a witch, because she already did in her videos, and she will be there to watch Shera being burned at the stake. This is how crazy this is. If we were in the 1800s or the 1700s, this is what we will be dealing with. And all Shera's followers, all of us would be burned at the stake because we witches, okay? Anyways, in a patriarchy, women are not allowed to go after what they want. She's not allowed to have a preference. And you all know this. You all know in this world, in this society, in this patriarchal society, women are not allowed to have a preference. You can have a preference, but you cannot express your preference, because men can express their preferences all day long. But you as a woman, you are not allowed to express your preferences, because you all saw how the internet acted when that woman said that she wouldn't date a bus driver. Like, how dare you have a preference? How dare you want a wealthy guy? In a patriarchy, you can only achieve certain things and certain type of lifestyle through men. How dare you only choose to date wealthy men? How dare you manipulate men to get what you want, when men have mastered this art of manipulation for thousands of years? But you as a woman, you're not allowed to. And I'm going to talk about manipulation in a little bit. And you all know that this society don't expect women to achieve a certain type of lifestyle and experiences based on her own merit. If you go on any woman's page, a woman that, that goes on vacation, that, that likes to travel and, she eats at high-end restaurant, etc., there's always going to be people in the comment section thinking that she is doing that because a man is providing that for her. I've seen girls go on exotic vacation on girls trips. I've seen girls go on girls trips or a girl solo travel. And I've seen people under the comments telling her, show the man that paid for all of this. I've seen this because, you as a woman, you can't experience luxury without a man funding it according to the patriarchy. Even though we live in 2023 and a lot of women are out earning men and women are choosing to travel, we still have people that have this mindset that you as a woman can only experience those things at the expense of a man. You can only travel if you are flued out by a man. You can only have luxury items and gifts if a man provides it for you. Like, no, there's no way that you can buy that for yourself. It's so easy to get on your phone and open an app and book a ticket and go somewhere. But no, they think that, you need a man to do that for you. I do not know what reality these people are living in, but they are definitely not living in the same reality as us. Anyways, let's talk about manipulation, and then we're going to wrap this up. Everybody is manipulative to some extent. Everybody is manipulative. I don't care what nobody say. Kids are very manipulative because if you have children, you know that your kids manipulate you, especially if that kid is a boy, because men, they start from very, very young. Your kid will pretend to be sad or whatever to get what they want. Even your pets know how to manipulate you. If you have a dog, you know how he looks at you with those sad eyes so that you can give him a treat. If you have a cat, you know that cat meows at a certain pitch so that you get up and feed them. Even animal manipulates you. They manipulate people and things to get what they want. Every single ad that you see on the internet, on Facebook, on TV is a form of manipulation. So you walking around here not knowing how to manipulate just because you're a good person is stupid, and you're only setting yourself up to fail. Unless you're a master of manipulating energy, which is still manipulating when you think about it, then you must learn how to manipulate matter, i.e. people and things, to get what you want. So if you know how to manipulate energy, like you're such a good master of manipulating energy, like you can manifest the fuck out of anything quickly, then you have to learn how to manipulate with matter until you learn how to manipulate with energy. And since we are in this 3D world, most people only know how to manipulate matter. This is why you need to learn. This is why everybody manipulates, and this is why you need to learn how to master manipulate in order to get what you want. Stop trying to be a good moral person just because you're afraid of being judged. That's good girl syndromes. Good girls and good boys always finish last. Always. We know this. We talked about this on my Patreon. Like, I have an entire Patreon dedicated to overcoming good girl syndrome. So ladies, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you come join my Patreon if you want to learn more about hypergamy, leveling up your social status, etc. And make sure you come and join my Facebook groups so that you can learn how to do these things and learn how to level up properly and get what you want out of life. And with that, I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.